Act 2007, in Darachon, we and Bella Dochmontiacht Parsonta, the Personal Insolvency Amendment Bill, and then the General Medical Services Bill 2015. So, and Cadcon Concordia, the Minister of Health last month said he planned to give more power to HICWA and to do this by amending the Health Act 2007. And I think this takes on a particular urgency given the loggerheads between HSE and HICWA at this time. And I think it's true that part of the problem is that HICWA recommendations in a report in one hospital don't carry across into other hospitals, although they may face the same problems. And there's actually no mechanism that I can find within the Department of Health or the HSE to implement recommendations which HICWA makes in reports. So when will the legislation to allow the Minister's proposed reform be published, and will it put in place a mechanism to ensure that the HICWA recommendations are implemented across the health services? The Personal Insolvency Amendment Bill, there are over 7,000 bills for repossession sitting in the courts, and the fact is that current government policy facilitates the repossession of family homes because it provides the banks with a veto over any efforts to find a resolution. And according to central bank figures, there are now 37,778 homes in the most serious of arrears, and these families are most likely to be facing legal actions. And this is double the figure from September 2012. So the government says it plans new legislation. Is this in addition to the Personal Insolvency Amendment Bill? Was this crisis discussed this morning at the Cabinet meeting? And does the government intend to change or do away with the veto that the banks exercise? And then my last question, Concordia, the General Practitioner Medical Service Bill 2015, this was to provide universal GP services to all persons aged 70 years or over. And last year the Dáil here passed the Health General Practitioner Service Bill 2014 to provide for free GP care for under sixes. And we were told that this would be in place by the end of last year. Now, that deadline was missed in December last year. The Taoiseach said she would be confident it would be rolled out in the new year of 2014. That was then shifted to June. Still not there. And now we're told that it will be in place by June this year. So could we get some clarity on this? Will the long-promised free GP care be available in June this year? And when will the Health General Practitioner Medical Service Bill 2015 be published?
Well, in respect of the over 70s, the government this morning approved the authorisation for the Minister to draft that legislation, Deputy. The question of the medical cards for under sixes is one that is under negotiation between the HSE and the Department and the GPs, and they're not concluded yet. And I understand that there's a further meeting this week about that, and the Minister will report to Cabinet on the outcome of that meeting. Clearly, these depend upon participation by general practitioners to make them work. I don't have a date for you in respect of the HICWA Act that you refer to. That's the Health Act of 2007. I'll update Deputy Adams on the work that's underway there. I've already said to Deputy Martin that the government will bring forward a number of options for further enhancing the situation insofar as mortgages are concerned. I would say to Deputy Adams that 100,000 cases have been settled and agreed, and the vast majority of those are able to sustain the commitments entered into in the rearranged position, and that's to be welcomed. There are others out there that have a different range of difficulties, and they can only be sorted out by having engagement and a process by which they might be concluded. So we'll come back to that in April, Cangorla.
Thank you. Deputy Grealish.
And I'll be brief. Taoiseach, in light of the motion that was passed at the recent Labour Party conference to reject the proposed fish farm off the West Coast, and I want to compliment